Welcome back to The Price of Business. I'm your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business. I've got a town hall contributor on, Doug Giles, and he's telling you better hide your gun because the government might be coming after it. You can also find Doug over at clashdaily.com. Doug, welcome to the program.
Kevin, thanks for the AC/DC intro.
Yeah, you got to like that. You got to be revved up now, probably holding on to that gun even a little tighter, and we all should be doing that. The laws out there, honestly, I hate conspiracy theorists, and I hate, all this, wild thinking. But when I sit there and I look at how many laws the Sandy Hook, individual broke, killing those kids and teachers, when I think about the laws he broke, and they talk about creating new laws to prevent this happening, I sit there and I go, clearly they are not thinking properly, or they're actually just trying to keep guns away from people. The people that won't use them in a harmful way. I mean, that's the only thing I can conclude, Doug.
Yeah, man, whenever you look at the left and the legislation that they enact, we've always got to remember, the Orwellian law, that the issue is never the issue. The issue is always revolution. The issue is always control. So here they come up with, hey, man, we need to put some more laws on the book. That'll stop these crazy bastards. It's like, no, it won't. All it does is punish good people, just like you brought out, Kevin, Adam Lanza, the demonic dillweed from Dante's Easy Bake. He broke, 42 different laws, add a 44th, add a 54th, add 120 laws on top of what was already on the books there in Connecticut. And guess what? When he has his little wet dream of being ensconced forever in mass murderers history, he's going to break every single law on the book in order for him to show up on Entertainment Tonight.
Yeah, there you go. I appreciate that. My followers will be passing that one around. But anyway, hey, my friends on social media will be passing that one around. But you're absolutely right. You know what? This guy has these visions of grandeur and killing 5- and 6-year-olds and somehow keeping guns away from good people. You know what they needed? They needed guns in that place to shoot that son of a gun when he came in there. Good people needed guns. And in fact, I think they need to be regulating these so-called gun-free zones out of existence. If you're going to call yourself a gun-free zone, you better be armed to the hilt with security that can protect it to keep it gun-free.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, you get it, but again, the leftists don't get it. And you look at Dianne Feinstein, before the bodies were even cooling, she's already tabling the assault weapons ban, which I'd like to tap some of these guys on the noggin and say, hey, remember from 1994 to 2004? Remember back then? Well, when the assault weapons ban was in place there, you know what spiked during that time period, Diane? It was this thing called school shootings and workplace violence. And if your listeners don't believe me, man, they can Google it. And look, when the assault weapons ban was initially in place, man, you see an escalation. I'm talking about a very marked rise in violence. It doesn't work. And you know what? Biden, about 6-8 weeks ago, when he was off camera, but he still had a hot mic, he told his fawning crowd of gun grabbers, he said, listen, if the assault weapon ban goes into place, it's still not going to put a dent into these kind of shootings. It's BS. It's part of the leftist agenda, and I hate to sound like a conspiracy theorist, Kevin, but things are getting frickin' weird, and I'm starting to believe the worst instead of the best about this administration.
Yeah, it's starting to. Well, and you're slow, buddy. Yeah, absolutely. This regime, call it what it is, this regime is absolutely out of control. It doesn't understand who the problem is, or they actually believe law-abiding citizens are the problem. We coined that term posto almost immediately after the assault weapons, so-called assault weapons ban. By the way, I like to say that assault weapons are to the gun control debate what pro-choice is to the abortion debate. Neither one of them are really true.
Yeah. I don't know if you've seen this crap going down in the Sunshine State where I hail from. I'm down here in Miami, but Floridians are now being encouraged, Kevin, to rat out anti-government neighbors. This is everything that Thomas Jefferson said, everything that Adams said, everything that Ben Franklin, all of our founders said about big government and the right to protect ourselves. These SOBs in Palm Beach County, headed up by Sheriff Rick Bradshaw, under the guise of violence prevention, they put everybody who's a Christian, who's a Tea Partier, who believes in limited government and the sacredness of our Bill of Rights, our Declaration of Independence, and our Constitution. Now, all of a sudden, not the Muslims, we're the people that the neighbors need to rat out. This smacks entirely of pre-Nazi Germany.
Yeah, it does. And, it's reminiscent of that exact type of thing. And I don't know any time, I just don't know any time where there hasn't been a situation. I need to be more fair. I can just point to many examples whenever we've seen the massive confiscation of guns where the government has followed up with actions to harm those people. And it's not just decades later. It's done with this short periods of time, using Turkey starting in the last 100 years. And you can go up with Adolf Hitler's speech in 1938 saying how great Germany had become, being the first major country to actually have widespread gun control, and which, of course, was immediately followed by the mass assault of the Jews. Yeah. By the way, it's always minorities. That's the irony of it all. After the gun confiscation takes place, the minorities get oppressed.
Yeah, ask the American Indians how weapons confiscation turned out for them. I mean, you bring up again, great point. Germany, Russia, Cambodia, Guatemala, China. Everybody's like, well, that would never happen here.
Yeah.
Really, you're that naive or arrogant or both. Again, man, we have got to protect our founding docs, and if we don't, this grand experiment in self-governance, it's going to be a cartoon. Greece is the word. I'm not talking about the movie. I'm talking about the country. If we don't protect these sacred liberties from these sassy socialists.
Yeah, is there any difference now between us and other socialist countries?
Yeah, we've got American Idol.
Yeah, that's about it, buddy. I mean, I know that according to the Heritage Foundation, we spend per capita on social welfare more than every European country, including the Northern Europeans. So much for that cradle-to-grave socialism. We got it right here in the great U.S. of A. I kind of think we now are living this mythology. It's nice, warm, and fuzzy mythology, but we have dropped the ball of liberty long before Barack Obama.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know if you've seen this video that we've got on Clash Daily, man. You got to watch this. After the Boston terrorist attack, with the pressure cooker, I sent a girl that works for me at Clash Daily out as a liberal chick. That's her character, and she goes onto the FIU campus and she gets students without blinking, thinking to sign a pressure cooker ban. We have got, like you're talking about, liberty is evaporating like a pack of smokes at AA meeting. Here's the reason why. From kindergarten to undergrad school, we've got these kids so programmed to believe the worst, to trust big government, and we've got one student after the other, Kevin, on this video where they are signing a pressure cooker ban because it's the damn pressure cooker that did it, not Islam.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, next thing you know, these crazy races that they're doing, marathons are going to have to be illegal, too. We're going to just be living in a complete nanny state beyond belief. Doug Giles, by the way, do you make money part-time doing Dennis Miller impersonations? You do a great Dennis Miller. You sound a lot like him. Yeah. I can't be the first guy who said that to you.
Dennis is my great amigo, man. What a friend to our family. And I appreciate that compliment.
Yeah, well, yeah, you remind me of him. You got that kind of, I don't know, we're going to have to get you back on. You're a lot of fun. Doug Giles, he's with ClashDaily.com. And Doug Giles, thanks for being with us.
Thank you, Kevin.
Great job. All right, when we come back, we're going to have Craig Hanley on, much more. Make sure you stay tuned to it. Do want to remind you, best content here shows up over there at USDailyReview.com.